Crypto was supposed to be the future, but for every innovation, there's been an equal dose of chaos. And behind some of the biggest crashes in crypto history were scammers who fooled the world, stole billions, and vanished into thin air. These aren't your average rug pulls. These are the con artists, cult leaders, and tech bros who sold dreams and walked away with fortunes. Today we're counting down the 5 most notorious scammers in crypto history. The stories are wild, the losses are jaw-dropping, and the lessons absolutely crucial if you're anywhere near Web3. Let's kick it off with the man who took his secrets to the grave. Gerald Cotten, Quadriga CX. In 2013, Gerald Cotten launched Quadriga CX, Canada's largest crypto exchange at the time. Young, charismatic, and seemingly trustworthy, Cotten built a loyal customer base, all while quietly running a ticking time bomb. By 2018, over $190 million in user funds vanished overnight. The reason? Cotten had died suddenly on a trip to India, and he was the only one with the passwords to the company's cold wallets. Or so the story goes. Investigators soon discovered that Cotten had been misappropriating user funds, creating fake accounts, and trading against his own customers. The exchange was barely a business. It was a glorified Ponzi scheme. And while his death was ruled legitimate, many in the crypto community suspected foul play. Why? Because no autopsy was performed, and Cotten had written his will just 12 days before dying. Today, Quadriga CX is a cautionary tale, not just about scams, but about single points of failure in decentralized finance. The lesson? If one person controls everything, that's not decentralization. That's a disaster waiting to happen. BitConnect, Carlos Matos, and crew. If you've been in crypto long enough, you've heard the infamous voice of Carlos Matos, the overly enthusiastic face of BitConnect. One of the most meme-worthy scams in crypto history. Launched in 2016, BitConnect promised users insane returns, up to 1% per day, just by locking in their Bitcoin and letting BitConnect's mysterious trading bot work its wonders. The project gained a cult-like following, complete with staged conferences, cheering crowds, and Matos's bizarre energy stealing the spotlight. But behind the scenes, there was no secret bot, no sophisticated system. BitConnect was a classic Ponzi scheme, using new investors' money to pay off old ones. In 2018, after warnings from regulators and increasing scrutiny, BitConnect abruptly shut down. Over $3.5 billion was wiped out. Investors were left with worthless tokens, and the founders disappeared into the wind. Matos himself later claimed he was just a hired face, unaware of the scam's inner workings. Still, BitConnect became a punchline and a massive reminder. If the returns sound ridiculous, they probably are. When someone screams profits, maybe walk away quietly. OneCoin, Dr. Ruja Ignatova. Dubbed the Concrypto Queen, Dr. Ruja Ignatova was the mastermind behind OneCoin, a fake cryptocurrency that scammed investors out of over $4 billion between 2013 and 2017. Unlike other scams that hit in the shadows, OneCoin was bold. It had corporate offices, sleek presentations, even sponsored events. Dr. Ruja, with her Oxford degree and designer gowns, sold herself as a visionary, claiming OneCoin would be the Bitcoin killer. But behind the glitz was pure fraud. It had no transparency, no decentralized ledger, and no real value. Investors weren't buying crypto, they were buying air. And then, in 2017, Ruja vanished. She boarded a flight from Sofia to Athens and disappeared without a trace. Since then, she's become one of the FBI's top 10 most wanted fugitives. Her brother was arrested and testified in court that OneCoin was a scam from day one. What makes OneCoin so chilling isn't just the scale, it's how legitimate it looked. The takeaway? Even the most polished crypto project can be 100% fake. Trust tech, not titles or tuxedos. Duquan, Terra USD collapse. Do Kwon was once hailed as a crypto genius, the founder of Terra USD UST and Luna, a supposedly revolutionary algorithmic stablecoin system. UST was designed to stay pegged to the dollar through a delicate burn and mint relationship with Luna. No cash reserves, no asset backing, just code and belief. And for a while it worked, until it didn't. In May 2022, confidence cracked. UST began losing its peg and investors rushed to exit. The system spiraled into a death loop with Luna hyperinflating and both tokens crashing to near zero. In less than a week, over $45 billion in market value evaporated. Do Kwon's cocky attitude made things worse. He taunted critics, dismissed risks, and tweeted memes, all while building a system that was mathematically fragile. Post-collapse, he fled South Korea and was eventually arrested in Montenegro, facing charges from multiple countries. The Terra crash didn't just hurt retail investors, it shook the entire crypto market, leading to tighter regulations and shattered trust in stablecoins. The lesson? Confidence is not a substitute for collateral. And when someone says, trust the algorithm, make sure it's not just holding the system together with a duct tape. Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX. At his peak, Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF, was the golden boy of crypto. He was the founder of FTX, one of the world's largest exchanges, and Alameda Research, his trading firm. He graced magazine covers, lobbied Congress, and promised to donate most of his billions to charity. He talked about effective altruism, transparency, and fixing crypto's image. But behind the curtain, SBF was quietly funneling billions of customer funds from FTX into Alameda, making risky trades and covering massive losses with money that wasn't his. In November 2022, the house of cards collapsed. A leaked balance sheet, a loss of investor confidence, and a run on withdrawals exposed one of the largest frauds in financial history, over $8 billion in missing user funds. SBF was arrested in the Bahamas, extradited to the US, and eventually convicted on multiple counts of fraud. His fall wasn't just about money, it shattered the illusion that big names and clean branding meant safety. What FTX proved is this: even the most trusted platforms can burn you. Don't trust charisma. Trust custody and transparency and decentralization. This is how it starts, one smart move at a time. The crypto world is full of promise, but also full of pitfalls. These 5 stories prove that even the most hyped platforms, the flashiest personalities, and the next big thing can end in disaster. Don't just chase the gains, study the risks, learn the patterns, and above all, protect your assets. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of most people. Hit the next video and keep building the life you deserve. Take care, my friend.